Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
Weather and seasonal changes are a given in a year, and these challenges are with its attendance issues and challenges. Recall that early this year, the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency forewarned that there will be a flooding and windstorm in some states in the country, of which Cross River State was numbered along. This warning has manifested of recent as the state has witnessed unexpected rains and storms. In the program today, we'll take a cursory look at the import of the warnings and some developments in the states. This forms the bulk of our program outlook today. Stay with us. Welcome and thanks for joining us on the program News Panorama. I am Josephine Efanga.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
If you have just tuned in, you're watching News Panorama. On the evening of Thursday, May 8, 2025, the city of Calabar, Cross River State, was struck by a powerful rainstorm that caused significant damages across various parts of the metropolis. The storm, characterized by heavy rainfall and strong winds, led to destruction of roofs, uprooting of trees, and damage to infrastructure. Our correspondents bring details on the experiences from some residents and their hopes from the government as recovery efforts continues. The report.
The wave of unexpected and severe rainstorms in recent times in Calabar have left residents grappling with its aftermath. The fierce winds, accompanied by rainstorms, wreaked havoc across various parts of the city. Many areas affected by the storm's powerful forces have suffered significant damage to properties and infrastructure. Some individuals voiced their frustrations over the destruction of their homes, while others highlighted the need for better infrastructure to prevent future flooding.
The breeze was the one that shook and the tree fell. Thank God there was no car that come closer. If not, it would have hit on a car and somebody would have died. We thank God that it did not claim the life of anyone.
It's a rainy season, so I also advise the government should also assist in working on some streets, like the trees that are, the branches have exceeded to the roadside. They should see how they can cut them down so that it will not cause a lot of harms.
As the city works toward recovery, residents continue to cope with the challenges left behind by the storm and anticipate assistance from government and non-governmental organizations. Amid these challenges, many are hopeful that the government will take swift actions to address the damage and restore basic services.
Damages, not just in Calabar metropolis, but in Cross River State as a whole. So, as usual, our government will that is going to swift into action and is going to restore everything that has destroyed. And I passed by the road and I've noticed that some trees have been pruned just to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
The recent rainstorm, and especially that of May 8, 2025, has left a lasting impact on the state's capital, with widespread damage to properties and infrastructures. While recovery efforts are on the way, the storm has highlighted the vulnerabilities in the state's preparedness for such natural disasters. As residents await further assistance, there is a call for improved infrastructure, better drainage systems, and stronger emergency preparedness plans. For CRBC News Panorama, I am Ifyowan Ekpe Ita.
Trees are essential for human survival, offering shades, improving air quality, and supporting biodiversity. They are central to the balance of our ecosystem and provide aesthetic, environmental, and psychological benefits. However, as the rainfall intensifies with the arrival of wet season, these same trees, especially the old and structural weak ones, can become serious hazards. Weakened by age, disease, or poor maintenance, they often collapse under the weight of saturated soil and strong winds. If you want Ekbeita, tell us more, the report.
There have been harrowing experiences of fallen trees, especially during the raining season, often accompanied by stories of destructions and near misses. These incidents are typically caused by trees that are past their prime or suffering from rot, hollow trunks, and weakened roots. Oftentimes, such trees are unable to withstand pressures, thereby leading to collapses that block roads, crush vehicles, and damage roofs. Some residents shared their experiences with such events.
If you look at the advantage of the tree, it is something that beautifies the state. and its advantage of it, we have the many advantage of it. We can use it to rest. Apart from the beauty, it's cooling the atmosphere very well. If anybody wants to relax, you can make use of it. Apart from beauty,
the damages so far caused by the rainfall, so many trees were cut down by the wind, and it had caused a whole lot of damages to the electrical system. Most part of Calabar, as we speak, they have no light because of the trees that fell due to the wind on that very day. Some electrical poles were down because of the wind. I think these are few negative effects of the rain that fell and came alongside with the wind.
Old weak trees pose several risks beyond physical damage. They knock down power lines, leading to prolonged blackouts, obstruct emergency services, delaying help when it's most needed. According to some respondents, the situation is worsened as regular maintenance of these trees, such as pruning and inspections, are ignored.
They're supposed to fix it immediately. Like some places, like some roads might not be moving. Cars might not be moving because the trees can stop cars from moving. What I want them to do is to fix, maybe immediately after they notice such heavy rains, they should maybe check up.
My experience concerning these trees in Cross River State precisely is that most times when it's stormy, when we have a very rainy season, or sometimes the storm is very hard, you find trees falling. Like the last time towards this stadium axis, we had like 2 trees fell from that part, and then it stopped the movement of cars, making them to use the pedestrian walkway as a driveway.
These concerns bear the need for relevant agencies to take proactive actions, such as regulatory assessment and raising public awareness about the importance of tree maintenance.
Normally, trees are good sometimes because during dry season, it helps some people to stand under the tree because sun. So what I would advise the government to do about it is that if they have noticed a tree that leaf is dying, they should look away and bring it down for the little one to come up.
I think the present government now is trying its best. They are working on it. The government is trying. If he knows about the falling transformers and wire, if he knows about them, he's going to work about it.
While trees are vital to our environment and well-being, those that are old and weak can pose significant dangers during rainstorms if left unchecked. The stories and insights shared by many highlight the real and present threats they pose to lives and properties. Experts say, with timely intervention from authorities, many of these risks can be avoided. For CRBC News Panorama, Efiowan Ekpe Ita reporting.
With the reoccurring of falling of trees in Calabar and across the state, leading to destruction of properties among other disasters, the State House of Assembly has called on relevant government agencies to fall or trim trees to avoid further damages. This was part of the resolution adopted by the legislature following a motion on the destruction caused by the falling of trees brought before the House by Honorable Francis Ogban, member representing Biase. Esiana Wanene has more details.
Honorable Ogban in the House resolutions called for overhauling of the entire line with replacement of new species. The resolution also urges the Ministry of Environment to embark on planting of new trees after felling and cutting of the trees under or taller than power transmission lines.
That the government of Cross River State, through relevant agencies, should trim or cut down trees that are under or taller than the power transmission line and overhaul the entire line with the replacement of new species of trees. That the Ministry of Environment should embark on planting of new trees after falling or cutting down the old trees that are under or taller than the power transmission line.
In their contributions, legislators outlined the importance of tree planting, including beautification, windbreakers, erosion prevention, among others, and sued for their replacement. The lawmakers noted that the trees have outlived their usefulness, hence their destruction of property, among other havocs.
The trees were planted to beautify the state, to give us the serenity that we need. It provides shades, it provides breakage to wind. But as much as we enjoy the advantages that come with the trees, it is expected that we also plan for its advantages.
There was no proper research on the species of trees to be used on those canopy ways, especially as it concerns our streets. Yes, trees are meant to add value, add artistic value to our streets, serve as windbreakers, even bring out oxygen for us, give us serene environment. As we break out carbon dioxide, we take from the tree the oxygen those trees bring out. But if you don't take the right species to be planted on our streets, this accident will continue to occur so long as there is a heavy downpour.
The trees we have planted on our streets, Mr. Speaker, they are old. They have outlived their usefulness. So the proper thing for us to do is to bring them down and replace them.
For the Speaker, Right Honorable Albert Ayambem, most of the trees need total replacement to maintain the serenity and aesthetics of the state.
The reason for planting these trees was well thought out. Just like you said, that if we did planted trees with tar woods, the tar we have around town would have largely been mad. It would have cost us even more. But I regret the lives of those who has passed into eternal glory, born out of these hazards. The trees that are falling left, right, and center, especially in the rainy season era. The strong resolution which should come out of this house should be total replacement of most of these trees that have outlived their usefulness.
Esiana Wanene reporting.
The 2025 JAMB results has raised alarm nationwide due to the unusually high rate of failure. The sharp decline in candidate performance has sparked concerns about the state of education and exam preparedness in Nigeria. Judith Ugbong brings more details, the report.
The 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, conducted by the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has witnessed a significant number of candidates scoring below expectation, igniting widespread criticism from students, parents, and education experts. Reports have it that approximately 1.4 million candidates scored below 200 marks. This outcome has sparked widespread concern among education stakeholders and parents. Critics argue that the poor performance reflects inadequacy in the educational sector, such as unreliable internet connectivity and insufficient computer systems at examination centers and the lack of access to quality educational resources. A few teachers shared insightful opinions on the widespread poor performance in the JAMB examination. They attributed the low scores to a combination of inadequate preparations and lack of concentration.
The government also helped in this failure rates, in that the government has refused to keep to the standard, to uphold the standard of education. They have not provided enough manpower. So many schools don't have enough teachers, yet government refused to employ more hands. The old ones are retiring out. So you see that one particular teacher will be asked to teach even outside his or field of studies. You cannot give what you don't have. So that will affect, the effect will be on the students. The student performance is very going to be poor.
2025 UTM is a combination of factors. Both the parents, the students, and the school, the government, all have a role to play. Now, look at the case of teachers. Now, teachers have to complete their scheme. They have to teach as at when due. Now, on the part of the students have to be focused, reduce the time they spend on social media and other vices that take up their time. Now, for the school should make sure that they have ICT facilities. The school should be well equipped, monitor the students and the teachers, how they teach and how they learn.
Many students interviewed expressed frustration and disappointment over the poor scores recorded in the JAMB examination, attributing their performance to a range of challenges, such as technical problems and poor access to quality tutorials, especially in rural areas.
JAMB was a very nice experience. Getting there was a little bit tense, but writing the exam was feeling fulfilled. I feel that we should have experience on a computer so that when we go there, we'll have an upper hand during the exam.
This 2025 JAMB examination was an exam that actually made some people to actually know that this exam is not something that you just forget yourself. So most people actually failed the 2025 exams, maybe based on the fact that they did not study enough, the fact that they were too less, they were not actually ready for the exams.
First, there was technical issues. Some students complained that there were computer faults, that maybe their centers didn't start on time and so on. And the point that students should read hard. We should put in our best, we should make our books as top priority, we should leave anything that will just splash on our social media, friends.
Experts say the mass failure recorded in the 2025 UTME highlights critical flaws in Nigerian educational system that demand urgent attention. For CRBC News Panorama, Judith Ubong reporting.
Stakeholders of the All Progressive Congress, APC, from the Cross River State Central Senatorial District have endorsed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Governor Basile Otu for a second term in office ahead of the 2027 election. The endorsement, which took place at Ikam Township Stadium, demonstrates growing support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Governor Basile Otu for their leadership and policies in Cross River State and the country at large. The report.
The endorsement, which took place at Ikom Township Stadium, was to demonstrate growing support for President Ahmed Tinubu and Governor Otu for their leadership and policies in Cross River State and Nigeria at large. In his remark, the senator representing Cross River Senatorial District, Senator Ethan Williams, called on the people of the Central to lay aside all forms of distractions and endorse the President Tinubu and Senator Prince Otus for the 2027 general election. Senator Ethan Jones, who emphasized on the remarkable achievements of Governor Otu in areas of infrastructural development, economic policies, human development, peace and security, added that Governor Otu has proven beyond reasonable doubt to be the man for all seasons.
Because you've given me the mandate, the result, I move that our governor, sweet prince, the most distinguished senator, and apostle.
In their separate remarks, the Minister of the State for Industry, Senator John Owaneno, and the former Senate leader, Senator Victor Ndumaegba, described the Central Senatorial District as the voice of Cross River politics. They reiterated the principles of power rotation by zones and declared that the governor deserves a second term.
Today, we are here to endorse our governor, Senator Prince Basile Otu, for another term after 2027. And our President and Commander-in-Chief, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for another term.
And I need it to be known loud and clear that Abuja, that is watching this event, also has to know that the gathering of the Central on this day is also a gathering for the endorsement of our dear President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
The chairman of the occasion and former governor of Cross River State, Chief Clement Ebri, commended the Senator Otu's government for having the interests of the masses at heart and therefore called for a voice vote for the endorsement.
The governor of our state, Senator Prince Basile Otu, has been under 2 years done what most people never ever expected would happen in this state. of people. And that is why I want to join all of you to encourage him to continue to do what he's doing.
Also, the member representing Obubra Etung Federal Constituency, who spoke on behalf of the National Assembly, Right Honorable Mike Etaba, and the Speaker of the Cross River State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Elvet Ayambem. The Commissioner for Information and Orientation, who led Central Commissioners Forum, Dr. Erasmus Ekpang, said the Central Progressive Initiative is poised to support good governance as this represents unity, strength, and prosperity. In separate goodwill messages, the former PDP chairman, now member of the South-South Development Commission, Ambassador Sonia Bang, the chairman of Chairman and chairman of Yakur, Honorable Yibala Inyang, who spoke on behalf of the 6 local government chairmen from the Central District, and the Commissioner for Women Affairs, Honorable Edima Erum, the Commissioner for Power and Renewable Energy, Honorable Eka Williams, and Barrister Ekpenyong Akaba lauded the zeal and commitment of the present leadership led by President Ahmed Tinubu and the People First Governor Senator Otu, while pledging their constituent support come 2027 elections. The APC State Chairman, Barrister Alfonso Zebba, applauded the central APC stakeholders for the unity and unwavering support for President Tinubu and Governor Otu, pledging the party's unalloyed support with the vision of continuity and development of the state.
But one thing is sure, when the people have a clear-headed leader, a former governor of this state, leading a trail, then all you expect is the best. And this is just the best.
The event featured motion for endorsement by the senator representing Cross River Central Senatorial District, Senator Ethem Jonah Williams, and was seconded by Dr. Davis Etta of Abi State Constituency. Ewiti Christopher.
Over now to On the Spot with Mr. Antka Gill, the DG of SEMA, on the agency's efforts in assisting the people.
The wind and rainstorm of recent has left an untold hardship on victims. The destruction of infrastructure is worrisome given the fact that the wet season has just started. There is palpable fear of what to expect. On the spot today, we have the DG SEMA, Mr. Antiga Edemgio, to allay the fears.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Okay, sir, so the Meteorology Agency had warned of imminent wind and rainstorm flooding in some states of the Federation of Cross River State, which Cross River State was one. What proactive step did you take to forestall eventualities like the ones we've experienced these few days?
We all know that rainstorm is a natural disaster. You can do very little to avert it, but you can do quite a lot to get the citizens ready for it. And by doing so, you will help mitigate the consequences of this event. So in SEMA, we had been alerted by Federal Ministry of Environment and NIMET, which is an agency under the ministry, and invited all the DGs across the country. That was some time in February this year, and they gave this climate prediction concerning flooding, specifically in Cross River. They said we are going to experience heavy rains in extensive period, and as a result there will be flooding and there will also be windstorm. So right from there we have started calling the stakeholders to inform them and sensitize them on that report.
Okay, sir. So what is your agency's level of preparedness to assist victims of this impending disaster?
Yes, what we do, our preparedness right now hinges on sensitization. That one is ongoing. We are going to tour the entire state. We have collaborative partners like the National Orientation Agency. We are partnering with them to do the sensitization. We have our partner too, like the Red Cross, the Nigerian Red Cross, to do the sensitization. And if in the midst of that, the disaster occur and there are damages, what we do is we go assess the situation, profile, and then know exactly the extent of the damage, know the victims, and then we put up a report and send to the government for immediate response.
So what would you want the general public to do in this situation? Are there lessons learned from all of the windstorm?
Yes, the public can help also in giving information. If you know where you are living and you have seen a tree, bending dangerously, please alert the relevant agencies. You can come and give a report to us. You can come and report to us. We know the agencies that will contact to go and address such a problem. The citizens too should be able to be circumspect, be safety conscious. Don't go and park your vehicle, especially during storm. You go and park your vehicle where you have trees, big trees. Try not to park around there during this period. And then when it is raining, please, our citizens should stay indoors, because the flooding that is going to be witnessed in this state this year is going to be very challenging. Our children, the citizens, should stay indoors.
On the spot today, Cross Riverians have been advised to keep their environment clean, stay indoors whenever it is raining, and be safety conscious. That is an advice. Life is wealth. I am Eriti Christopher.
That is all we have on alignment this week. We hope to be back same time next week. Do keep a date with us. I am Josephine Fanga.